Hello and welcome to Ngwasheng Maths Online Academy. My name is Desmond Ngwasheng. In today's lesson, I'm gonna do a 10 minutes lesson, exam forecast lesson, based on the events function. I'm gonna make it sure that it's a 10 minutes video, so which is basically focusing on the inverse function, which is linear based or straight line based. Make sure you watch this video till the end, as I'm going to also show you the exam trick, something that is very, very much important to do in examination, and the misconception, the mistake that learners do when they're dealing with the inverse. And then after this video, I'm going to do the composite function. That is where we are doing the mixture, the mix of linear versus parabola, hyperbola versus linear, because we know in exam they usually do that. If the first question of the function is based on parabola versus straight line, that means there will be another question that is strictly based on hyperbola only. If not, and another one will be based on the exponent only. Usually there are three. You'll find that there are three questions in examination. First one is either, remember the straight line is either is combined with parabola, hyperbola, or exponent. But if the parabola is with the straight line, then the remaining two questions will be separate. Like the what you call the exponent will be alone, a question on its own. Same applies to hyperbola. Now let's make sure we pay attention. Watch till the end so that you don't miss out. Now, as we are dealing with the inverse function, hence I'm saying we're going to focus on the linear. We start there, linear or straight line. Now we need to know what is the inverse function. So here is a question that you should ask yourself. We know that in examination they will never ask you such question in maths, where you have to tell or explain what is inverse function. No, they're not gonna ask you that. But it's very important to understand what is an inverse function. So I make things simple for you. There is the solution, the answer to the equation. An inverse function is a function that reverses the original. The main key, we've got the original function. But once you reverse it, now we call it the inverse function. Basically, that's that. Now, in simple terms, what do I mean by saying so? If f of x, that is the function, if f of x takes you forward, let me show you the keywords there. F of x takes you forward. Then, what it means, the inverse function will take you backwards. That's what the inverse means, basically. So again, mathematically, to emphasize this explanation or definition, we know that f of x equals to y. No matter they can give you more function like the g of x, they still represent the y. But now, talking about its function, its inverse, basically, the inverse equals to x. So we know that y become x, x become y, the opposite of each other. So that is basically the explanation of inverse, but not in mathematical perspective. Because mathematically, so now we have to apply it. So this is just theoretical based. We need to be practical about it. Now, we've got important steps to follow when we're talking about the inverse, which is very, very, very much important for one to understand. What are the steps to follow if we're dealing with the inverse? Step number one, know that f of x is equivalent to y. That is step number one. So since this is step number one, What is step number 2? Step number 2, swap x and y. Meaning, where there was x, put y, or vice versa. Now, what is step number 3? Make y the subject. Meaning, let's isolate y. Let y be alone, the rest be on the other side. Now, what is the last step? This is very important. Towards your final, how do you present your final answer? If they ask you to write the inverse of whatever the function that you are provided, after saying make y the subject. Now, we expect you to present your final answer in this format. Sorry, there. Your final answer should look like this. After everything, present that the inverse, this is the inverse actually. The inverse equals to blah, blah, depending on what you got. I hope that's clear. So we can be able to proceed with more of this. Now, let's come to the real thing. We said, let's write f of x in terms of y. So I'm having f of x, which is 2x plus 3. So that will be y equals to 2x plus 3. 1. That is the first step. What is the second step? Let's swap. Let x become y or y become. So here's my y is going to be x. That was step number 2. Step number 3, let's make y to be the subject. So I have to transpose 3. So it's going to be x minus 3 is equivalent to 2y. Now that I want to make y to be the subject, let's divide by 2. Therefore, my y equals to x minus 3 over 2. This is step number 3. Now, what about step number 4? Now, we want you to present your solution in this manner. You see now, don't just say y equals to that, but now we know, because we are talking the inverse, we have to put it in this manner. That is number 4. Done. You know, the question that they may ask you is to draw the original function and draw what you call the inverse on the same system of axis. Now, here's the trick. To see that your solution was correct, understand what this means. This is f of x. Actually, where there was, we know the f of x equals to 2x plus 3. So, now we can plug the inverse inside the f of x. Remember, originally it's f of x, but within it now, there is the inverse. So whatever we do, we must get x, no matter the solution. So this is the trick that you get in exam. Now, let's use that. Let's see here. So now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the 2x plus 3. Now, within these 2x plus 3, I must plug in my solution, my inverse. I must plug it. So there, where there is x, we put x minus 3, 2 plus 3. This, in exam, it proves that if your inverse was correct, you must get x. By substituting what you have there, we must get x. What do we substitute? The inverse. Now, this is me substituting my inverse. Remember, this portion alone is the inverse. That's what I got there. Now, let's do that. This cancel that. So you are left with x minus 3 plus 3. Now, what does this give us? 3 minus 3, they cancel. Your answer is x. So it proves that. So meaning the solution for the inverse is correct. Now, if this video make you to understand what the inverse is, make sure you subscribe, so because we're going to upload more videos. On the comment section, comment with the inverse, the word inverse on the comment section if you understand. And thank you for watching.